If you're just getting into home studio recording or already have some experience, or are thinking of opening a professional commercial studio, you're about to experience a time in history that doesn't come around often. One where home studios, AI, and supercomputers all come together to redefine how the recording industry produces music in the modern day. Let's go back 30 years ago when I first started with a small home studio and eventually grew into a full-blown commercial studio between the years of 1991 and 1995. In 1991, commercial studios consisted of huge consoles, tape machines, and racks upon racks of some very expensive equipment. Just to get into the game, you needed at the very least $20,000 for the bare minimums. Remember, this is 1991, and $20,000 then was a lot of money. Consider this. Today, a laptop computer contains more processing power than the studios that created hits for Pink Floyd or Michael Jackson. Everything from acoustic room modeling to recording and mixing to mastering can run right on your desktop screen. That's a huge leap in 30 years. So think of where we will be in just 10 years from now. So basically, your DAW is just a computer taking control of session, and your DAW's power is only going to be more advanced in the future. Let's fast forward to 2025. Music production software and utilities like iZotope, Neutron 4, and Ozone integrate into your DAW. It's literally as simple as loading your project, hit a button, and get a final mix that sounds like it was done in a professional studio. AI unmixing and stem extraction tools within software like Studio One and Pro Tools give you the ability to split audio into stems automatically. Then we have other software that can produce text-to-music, vocal synthesis, and the ability to hum a melody into your phone and get genre-matched beats. And Universal Audio's Luna just announced the ability to speak to your DAW and simply say, "Luna, start recording," or "Luna, stop recording," all without having to use your mouse or hit a button on your DAW controller. Remember when DAW controllers first came out and everyone was so excited that now they didn't have to use that annoying mouse anymore? Well, now, as voice control of DAWs advances, your DAW controller will probably become obsolete in the very near future. This is all just the beginning. Lower entry barriers, lower startup cost, and no need to own or rent out a huge piece of real estate to create a professional studio. Even a learning curve is easier. Back in 1991, it took weeks just to learn how to use one piece of gear and then months to really know how to master the use of it. Now, modern AI tools decrease the time it takes to learn a process significantly, basically dumbing us down and letting the computer do most of the thinking for us. Instead of knowing how an EQ curve works, you learn how to prompt it on the screen and let AI decide what adjustments to make. 30 years ago, you'd finish your project, then send it off to a mastering studio, wait for weeks, deal with delays and revisions. Today, just upload stems, run them through some mastering software, and get finished files in minutes. So, should you be worried about a robot or supercomputer replacing you in the studio? Absolutely yes, to some degree. The human touch will always be needed. One, someone has to have the knowledge to create the studio, choose the equipment, create the environment, and hook everything up. Second, someone must be present to manage the session and keep the flow moving. Third, someone must be present to troubleshoot any issues that may arise, such as mic bleed, feedback, mic positioning, amplifier choices, etc. I don't care how advanced we become. Computers will always freeze and crash, and AI will make mistakes. Looking into the future, soon you'll be able to speak to your system and ask it to make this sound like your favorite engineer's settings, and the DAW will apply EQ, compression, reverb, delay, stereo with adjustments, panning, and automation. Also, we may advance to spatial mixing, using 3D sounds such as Dolby Atmos and others like it. The possibilities are endless. So, what should you be focusing on now to prepare for the future? I'll turn the mic over to Anitra, my apprentice, and she will guide us through the rest of the video.
Thanks, G Sharp. Happy to jump in. First, learn how to creative prompts in computer language. Begin using simple AI tools, not necessarily music-oriented, just to familiarize yourself with how AI works. Dig deep into tools like ChatGPT and start learning not just the basics, but advanced features. And most importantly, get back to the old school days of mixing and mastering using your ears, as opposed to looking at a screen, because AI will be handling most of those chores. Final thoughts. 30 years ago, the tape machines, big recording consoles, and racks of hardware ruled the recording studio. Moving forward, a laptop will be all you need with no need for a large space to produce, unless of course you are a drummer or piano player. You're facing a future where you will be the writer, producer, and engineer, as well as the record label. You will create the final project using AI as an assistant in your studio as opposed to a team of engineers and apprentices. You will own the entire process and have every tool necessary to create radio-ready material in a smaller, less expensive package. So get ready today for what's to come tomorrow. It's already here in its infancy stage. Grow with it and learn.